You're listening to the Halal and Hickey Show, Wednesdays 2 to 4, only on WMLN. Now, for your hosts, Jack Halal and Declan Hickey.
I fly like paper, get high like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around, hey, I'll make it more.
You're listening to WMLN 91.5 Curry College Radio. Chuck Rossi, your producer. Joined here by Jack Halal and Declan Hickey. It was a great show thus far. We talked off the top with the Celtics and the Sox. They were killing the game yesterday. And just a great inning. We had a break. We came right back out, talked Patriots number 4 overall. Ken walked into our shot. I crawled on the floor. And finally at the end of all of this, we have our guests in studio. How you guys doing today?
Doing well, thank you.
Good, how are you?
Well, I'm doing awesome. It's great to have you guys in here. Jack, we'll start off the top. You can begin and just get this going. These two guys, of course, happy to have them on the show. Jack, what do you have for Shane just to start off?
Yeah, I mean, I guess kind of this goes for both of you guys. First of all, thank you for coming on the show. I know Shane, we've been in contact trying to figure out schedules, and finally we've figured out a time. So thanks again. It does mean a lot for us to have you guys on. But I think because this is the first time we're talking, and for the people listening and for really us, what was it like for both of you to experience the Division III National Championship postseason, and what was it like just being like the predominantly powerhouse team on this campus, and having everyone kind of just around you and wishing you guys all the best? What was it like to do that?
Yeah, first off, we're super happy to be here, and then just going on to that question, I think it's super special to us to be able to play such a great sport here on campus and have success doing it. So playing in that Frozen Four game, there's so much that goes into the full year, and I think just to have success through the whole year and to be able to take that into the Frozen Four was super special for us. But I'm just super grateful to be able to play for such a special group of guys, and it was a super great year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Shane said, thanks for having us, obviously, and kind of building off that, it's obviously cool. I think as a team, we knew from early on that we had a chance to do something special, and we had a good group of guys, and it kind of kept building on over the course of the year, and then kind of going into after the Christmas break and into the spring here, we had a nice little win streak going, and it kind of just felt like a lot of things were finally clicking, and it was really cool to see all the support from the school and students and alumni and everyone. So overall, I think it was a really, really cool and a successful year, even though we fell a little short of the national championship that we were going for.
Yeah, I'll go to the next question. This is kind of more of a, not really mainly about hockey, but maybe more like, not really like a personal question, but more like for both of you being like, because, both of you are, because I know, Shane, you're going to Clarkson, right? And Alice, I know you're going to, you are graduating, right? Okay, yes, okay. So, yeah, I just want to, like, looking back at your time at Curry for both of you, what would you think would be, like, when you first got to Curry, what was, like, your hardest moment? Or, like, what was the hardest part, like, about it that both of you would say?
I think for me, just the transition from junior hockey to the collegiate level was the biggest struggle for me. I wouldn't say struggle, but it was the thing that I've noticed was the hardest thing for me was just when you get to NCAA level, you're pretty much starting from scratch from juniors. So just trying to work hard. You're coming in as a first-year guy. You want to just work hard and just try and be able to get some time in games. And fortunately for me, I was able to come here and play. I think my sixth 7th game in, which was rare, but I'm super grateful that I was able to come in as a first-year guy and play. So.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Shane there. I think for me, coming in as a freshman and just coming into college, you don't really know what it's going to be like. It's going to be really different, and kind of everyone has a clean slate. It doesn't really matter where you come from or what league or anything. And then obviously my freshman year was also the first year with Coach Roundy, and a new coach at a program can always mix some things up, and you never know where you're going to sit. So I think just that, adjusting to the college game, kind of finding a balance between not only hockey but school and social life and all that. It can be difficult, but like Shane said, I was fortunate enough to get some great opportunities here, and then it's been a good ride.
So, Declan, I didn't think you were going that route. That was a good question. So just to kind of, because again, we cover every game that you guys played, and we were actually up in Utica. It wasn't us. It was one of our guys and a couple of other guys calling the games. But I want to ask, because again, in the game, I want to know what it's like. First, for a guy like Ryan Pruitt, who is getting in the opponent's face so much, especially on the defensive end, and kind of just like, being that guy and being that aggressive guy. How does that spark kind of a light in your team's energy?
You want me to
Yeah,
go here?
I mean, I think there's two different sides to this.
Yeah, I think I live with Ryan, so I know that Ryan kind of lives for that stuff. He, I think one of his favorite things to do is just get under the opposing team's skin and kind of mess with them. And he does some things that the other team doesn't appreciate, obviously, and it can give us some life if we need it. And there were multiple instances this year where we needed a little something, and he would either cause them to take a penalty or something like that. But I think it was great, kind of playing under the other team's skin there. But I think sometimes Shano here got a little frustrated with him. But
Yep. There's only so much stirring the pot that you can take as a goalie. You want to keep things calm in there. So when you would see somebody get too close to me in there, and he would push, slash, do whatever he would think is right, was great to see. But there were times where he would take things too far. But he's such a great guy off the ice that you just see those things. You are probably mad for 2 seconds, then you're just right back to normal, happy Ryan and Shane.
Yeah, you would never, if you saw him off the ice, you'd never imagine him, playing the way he does sometimes. So it's a big contrast.
I know every time I saw Ryan on the ice, I remember the Hamilton game. You guys can't see me right now, but I remember the Hamilton game. He quite literally almost put his hands in this guy's face. I mean, it was unbelievable, and I appreciate a player like that. I'm in class with him. He is nothing like that as a person, but it's always also great to have that on the ice. Declan, anything else actually next?
It could be like another kind of question.
Yeah, go ahead. Right ahead.
Okay, yeah. For both of you, because okay. So I'll just go. Like both of you, looking back at the end of your career, right? Or like either you, what would you think would be like the thing you're like most proud of, or like what's the or like what will be a moment you most remember? And you can answer either one of those. Just yeah.
For me, just seeing the program grow so much in the 2 years that I've been here, and seeing the support from the school. I think my first year here, I mean, the fans are great, but I think our second year and going into the CNE championship and going into the games leading up to the Frozen Four, you could see that support throughout the school, and I just think there was so much growth from this year compared to my first year here, and it was super special to see such a school just come together to support a team. It was just great to see.
Yeah, I agree. My freshman year, the school hadn't won a conference playoff game in I think it was 7 years or something, and then I feel like every year we built off that. Like first year conference playoff game, and then next year we lost in the championship, and then last year made it to the NCAA quarterfinals, and Shane had that crazy game, and we went to 4 overtimes, and then this year Frozen Four. So I think maybe next year the boys will finally do it, and I think build off every year so far. But I think one of the most proud things I am of my time here at Curry is probably just being able to lead these guys and be voted in as a captain this year. I think over my 4 years, there's been some great leaders, and I kind of learned a lot from them over every single year I've been here, and just trying to pass that knowledge down has been awesome.
So I know we've Elias, I know you touched upon it. It was his first year when you came to campus, but what's it like being coached by a guy like Peter Roundy? I mean, it's not. We've heard nothing but amazing things about him, off the ice, and obviously the coach he is. He's done an amazing job with this program. Only about 4 years in or so. What's it like? What does he mean to you guys, and what's it like playing for a guy like that?
I mean, for me personally, I think it's been awesome. He lets the players, play in a way that kind of helps you grow and helps you build confidence in a way where, there are some coaches in other teams and other leagues, obviously, that maybe, have guys play one certain way, and it's like, if you don't do this, you're not going to play, or if you don't, do X, Y, Z, you're not going to play, and Coach Roundy kind of lets guys, make plays, and one of the big things he said was, mistakes will happen, and he's not going to get on you for making mistakes, but if you do make a mistake, make up for it, and always, try your hardest. And I think that's been awesome, because it allows for players to have this kind of freedom to make plays and use some creativity and stuff, and it's not just set in its own system that kills creativity, and I think that creativity has helped us over the years.
Yeah, I mean, he said everything there is to say when it comes to the playing standpoint. I think for me, just him throwing all of his trust in me as a first-year guy, and when he was trying to get me to come here, I just think he's such a great person, and just a super calm coach, and his door is always open if you need to talk to him or things like that. So I just think to have that relationship with somebody like that is super special, and when it comes to the playing style, he said everything there is to say. So yeah, he's just super calm and just a great guy.
Yeah, so this question is gonna be mostly for just Shane. It's more like, because we obviously know you entered the transfer portal, and you chose Clarkson as a team you'll be going to next year in college. But I want to be what was your decision in why picking Clarkson, and or were there other teams / colleges that you consider, and what was your whole process and your whole decision into why you went to enter the transfer portal, why you chose Clarkson, and were there any other schools that you were thinking about? And just want to know the whole process is basically it.
Yeah, so just basing things off of how my first 2 years in college went, my dream has always been to play D1. So I just thought, from the years I had and the numbers that I've had, I knew I could make the jump. When it came to choosing a school, there was some other interest, but I chose Clarkson because, first off, the storied program, and then just being able to know some of the staff and players there made it pretty easy and less stressful to choose a school to go to. I just thought just things worked out so well where I'm able to work out with the goalie coach during the summer, and just being able to know some people there made the transition, I'd say, pretty smooth.
Yeah, I'm also gonna have one question that's like gonna be like a follow up to that, Shane, would be what do you think will be your biggest challenge at Clarkson compared to like Curry? What do you think is gonna be like your biggest challenge once you get to Clarkson compared to the challenges here?
I think it's just a mindset thing for me. I know the speed and the skill is going to be higher level, I'd say, but just going in and not focusing on my past and being a D3 hockey player, just knowing that you can play at the D1 level is something that I need to take with me when I go play for Clarkson. But just to keep the same habits and stuff like that is something that I'm going to do as well. So just knowing that I can play D1 and just striving to improve things is something that I'm focusing on going to Clarkson.
So I know those questions, Declan, were meant for Shane, but Ellis, I have a question for you, being the leader of one of the leaders of the team and captain and senior. What's it like, whether it's you're winning a game or maybe even if like in between periods, if you're down a goal or two, how do you kind of make sure the energy is where you want it to be, and how do you elevate the guys to perform at their highest level and not get too ahead of the moment, or just propel them in a positive mindset to keep going?
Yeah, I think that's one of the hardest things you have as a leader. I think it all depends on the game and the situation and stuff like that, where there are games where we came out of, let's say, the first period and we had a couple goal lead, but we thought we didn't play well. Like Shano would have some great saves in the first period and we got a couple lucky bounces, and we feel like we didn't play our best. And I think at that point we kind of just have to, as leaders, just reiterate that we're in a good spot here, but that's not our best, and we have to play our game and forget about who we're playing. And then there were some times this year where like when we were up in Cortland and we were down what it might have been 5-1 or something after the first period, and we ended up losing that game. But I think it was just kind of the mindset there was we don't quit as a team. I think we keep playing, and it wasn't our best game there, but I think after those couple periods, even though we knew that maybe a comeback there was kind of out of the picture, we knew that it was the first game of the weekend. We were playing them the next day, and we kind of have to build good habits and details for the next day. So it really does depend on the game and also like certain guys, and not everyone responds to certain things the same way. And I think that's kind of the hardest part, is knowing when you have to be vocal or when you have to kind of be more on guys, and sometimes you just have to give them a little more space. So it is difficult, but I think there needs to be a healthy balance of like not every time you can just come in and start screaming at guys, and not every time can you always just be that, all right, we got this. So there's got to be a balance.
So this question's more to the both of you, making it all the way down Frozen 4. What message do you have not only to the support that surrounded your guys' run, but also to the staff and your teammates and to the people that are looking towards next year? What message do you have for them for this upcoming season and the support that was rallied around you guys?
Yeah, I mean, first off, you obviously want to thank them for their support the whole year, but I just want them to know, like, we have a big bulk of players coming back, and there's only a couple seniors leaving. So I just think knowing that we have the same, base and mold of a team that went so far last season, and I just think there's going to be more success to come for this program.
Yeah, kind of build off that is just I don't think this is this program's been building something good here for a while, and I don't think this is like a one-off. So I think people should be hopefully ready to hopefully have another big year next year, and it's not just about the players. It takes coaching staff, trainers, everyone who helps around the rink, and everything. So there's a lot of support from a lot of people outside the program and within the program. But like Shano said, there's a lot of very skilled guys coming back, and I'm sure Coach Roundy and Coach Sones are recruiting some great players here for next year as well. So I think hopefully expect another great run next year.
So you guys know this is a sports show. I just wanted to wrap the last question up. What do you guys got in the cup? I mean, who's got it?
I'm going to go the Colorado Avalanche.
Why exactly?
Their depth scoring, their goaltending is superb, I'd say. They have two 1A, 1B goalies, so I think that plays a huge part. If one has a shaky game, you can throw the 1B goalie in and he'd be fine.
Yeah. Shout out to Curry grad Austin Whelan. I think it is the Toronto Maple Leafs year this year.
Any reason why?
They're looking good. Like Shano said, I think they finally got some solid goaltending in there. So I think it might be their year. And they don't have the Bruins to play. So
tough season for the Bruins and company. Soderwall, Laaksonen, thank you so much for joining us here today, guys, and we really appreciate your time.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I'm going to take a quick break here on the Halal and Hickey Show. We'll be back for some more coming off the top with the 60-second drill. For more here on WMLN 91.5 Curry College Radio, we'll be right back.